Well, hello, friends. This is Melissa May, and you are listening to the Network Marketers Playbook Podcast. This episode is slightly random because that's how I roll. I don't really plan a lot of things in my life. I love the freedom and flexibility that network marketing gives me, and I take the fullest advantage of it. I'm also a super intuitive person, so a lot of what you hear from me is a direct response to something around me, something in my life, something that I've recognized or noticed that I feel the nudge and guidance to share. And so that's what this episode is. Also, it's on a random Sunday, and I'm totally here for this. So, I posted a post on Instagram on Friday night, and that's where this podcast episode is coming from because the post said, if we meet a year from today with a bottle of champagne, what are we celebrating? And I was actually quite surprised at the responses. A lot of responses of, we're celebrating life, we're celebrating being alive, we're celebrating success, we're celebrating a new rank, or we're celebrating happiness, or we're celebrating joy and peace. And while those are all incredible things that I cannot wait to celebrate with you, I hope that I have your permission to challenge you just a bit. Is that cool? Because if you get in your car and you're going to an event and you've never been to that event before, and you've never been to that destination before, and you just get in your car and start driving, do you think you're going to get to the desired destination without putting a specific destination in the GPS? Or do you think you might get into the general vicinity, the area, but not be able to find the exact location, the building, etc.? I want you to think about that, because what we know is without a vision, we perish. And I think it's great to have a vision of health and success and joy and peace and happiness. However, without a specific direct destination, we could very easily get off course. And I'm not sure if you guys have ever heard someone talk about airplanes and how just the shift 1 degree, the slightest shift of 1 degree of the front of the plane can take a plane 60 miles off course in a 1 mile span. So from here to here, this 1 mile span, if you shift it just 1 degree, by the end of the trip, by the time you get to your ultimate destination, will be 60 miles off course, right? And so I want you to think about that, because in this post, I said, in 1 year from now, we're opening a bottle of champagne together to celebrate something. If you don't actually have a clear vision for what that thing is, you might get close, and you also might be 60 miles off course, right? You might have success in one area of your life, and it might not be the area that you really wanted to see success in. You might be happy in one area, and it might not be the area that you actually wanted to focus and work on. You might find peace, but there might also be areas in your life that aren't as peaceful. And so my challenge for you is to really picture a specific destination, a specific experience, a specific goal, a specific outcome that you want to achieve, that you will be celebrating. I want you to really think about that. And I want you to set a SMART goal, right? So a SMART goal is something specific, something measurable, something attainable, something realistic, and something time bound. So we have the time bound. A year from now, we're opening up a bottle of champagne and celebrating. What is the specific goal that we're celebrating, right? The measurable part, can you measure it? Have you lost a certain amount of weight? Have you gotten to a certain amount of body fat? Have you gained a certain amount of muscle? Have you earned a certain amount of money? Have you put a certain amount of money in your bank account? Have you hit a certain rank, or do you have a specific number of growth on your, maybe you want to focus on followers or group members, or a growth in your business, number of team members, or something measurable, something that you can actually measure. Is it attainable? If you listen to some of the past episodes, we talked about your bubble of belief. Is it attainable and realistic? Do you believe that that measurable and specific goal is attainable? Do you believe that you can do it? Is it realistic? And then it's time bound. We have a 1-year time limit, not limit. There's no limit, right? If something's meant for you, it's coming for you. It's inevitable as long as you don't quit. And at the same time, we need to have a destination. We can't just get into our car and start driving into the direction that we want to go without a clear vision of where we're actually going. I mean, you can do that. You can, and you might wind up somewhere cool, but it might not be where you wanted to be. It might be 60 miles off course. And so how do you stay on course? How do you stay on track? How do you stay focused over this next year? Get specific. What does success look like for you? How do you measure that? And is it realistic? Is it believable? Do you believe it's possible for you in the next year? What does your business look like that you would deem it successful? Get specific. What do your finances? Maybe you paid off a certain bill or a certain debt, or, paid off your school loans, or, chunked down a loan of yours or something, paid off credit card debt. That's specific, it's measurable, and you want to do it in the next year, and you believe that it's possible for you. Awesome. Now, a year from now, you have a destination where we're going. Now you know what road to drive on. You know where to focus. You know where to direct your car on a daily basis, right? And so I challenge you to really think about a clear, specific vision for what you want to celebrate a year from now. And then I want you to go a little bit further. And this is an activity I give my team. I'm going to give to you guys. A lot of us underestimate what we can achieve in 5 years, but we overestimate what we can achieve in 1 year. And so my encouragement to you is, even if we aren't popping that bottle of champagne in 1 year to celebrate, we will be popping it in 5 years. And so here's an activity that I want you to do. I want you, when you go to bed tonight, I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to picture you running into an old friend who you knew from years ago. And this old friend says, "Hey, Sally, it's been so long. How are you? What's new? Update me on your life. What's been going on in the last 5 years since I've seen you last?" And you're going to update your friend, and you're going to picture yourself having this conversation with this old friend of yours. And you're going to talk about your friendships. You're going to talk about your family. You're going to talk about your finances, all the businesses, all the things that you've done that have been that you're really proud of when it comes to your finances. You're going to talk about your faith, maybe what church you're part of, or what you're doing with your faith, or whatever it is. You're going to talk about what you do for fun, what activities, what experiences, what trips, what things have you been doing for fun. And you're going to walk through that in your mind as you go to bed tonight, that you're updating an old friend on the last 5 years of your life. And then I want you guys to come back to that post that I made on Instagram. And I want you to share with me a specific goal that you have for the next year that we could be popping a bottle of champagne celebrating. And while success and peace and joy and happiness and life are all incredible, I'm challenging you to get deeper. I'm challenging you to get more specific. Because if you don't have a true destination that you're plugging into the GPS, you are most likely going to be off course. Not by any intentional mistakes of your own. It's just a lack of awareness. It's just a shoot, I have not been clear on my destination, and that's why I don't have everything that I want yet. And so I'm challenging you to get clear. What does your business look like? How can you measure it? Do you believe it's attainable? Do you have a specific timeline that you would love to achieve that thing by? Because once you know those things, your daily actions can start aligning with it. But if you just are hopping in your car every day and you don't really know the destination and you just start driving in all random directions, you're going to be off course. You might be so far away. You might get to one destination and it's not where you wanted to go. And so my challenge for you is to be specific with your vision, with your goal. Practice using SMART goals and then share them with me. A year from now, the date will be October 8th, 2024. I want you to put it in your calendar, get your phone out, set a reminder. On October 8th, 2024, I am texting Melissa May to celebrate this achievement with her, and we are going to pop a virtual bottle of champagne or maybe a true bottle of champagne in person. What are we celebrating? Get excited about it. And then remember that even if it doesn't happen in 1 year, if it's meant for you, it's coming. Don't give up. Don't stop. Always, always keep going. I hope that was helpful. Remember, this podcast is absolutely free. There's no ads. There's no pitches. I'm not selling you anything. And so the best way to support me is to drop a 5-star review or share this with someone. Share this with your team. Share this with another network marketer who you believe can get value out of this podcast. And obviously this podcast can be for anyone. These are lessons our kids can learn. These are lessons that anybody can benefit from. And so I hope it was helpful. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.